Oh, hi there. This is Cheryl. I'm Cheryl, and this is The Whole Bucket, and this is Dephemerember, and today is Nature's Treasure. So for my addition to the prompts and the cookies of the day, we are at number 4. We have gone to the Philippines, and this doesn't seem to be anything more than just a delightful tiny shortbread. Now, I don't know about you, but I love shortbread, and I actually frowned upon in my family for my love of shortbread because shortbread is kind of, plain. And there will be other shortbread in this tasting of nations of cookies. But we'll get there when we get there. Anyway, today is the Philippines, and these little tiny rolls of cookies, they look adorable. No tea this evening because I have a bit of a sore throat, and I thought I would introduce you to one of my favorite things. So this is missing part of the label, but this is Tang. So I brought my cup. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is really messy. I'm going to do this over my garbage can because the Tang canister is a mess. And this isn't just ordinary Tang. This is a little extra Tang powder in steaming hot water. Let's see if the camera is picking up the steam. There's actually steam coming coming from my mug. All right. So it's too hot for me to drink, but the reason I thought of this instead of tea today is because, not just because of my sore throat, but because I told somebody recently that if you are sick and you want to burn it right out of your throat, hot Tang is the way to go. Tang is very acidic. So the acid plus the hot will burn the sick right out of your throat. I am not a medical professional. So don't go to your doctor claiming that's a fix-all. That is not medical advice. That's just something I like to do. So that's what I'm doing for my throat and for our entertainment. Let's pull these cookies out and take a look at what the Philippines has to offer. This is so cute. Little stacks all wrapped up. So the first thing that they have to offer is a at least small supply of glassine paper, which I'm already liking this choice for because I love this paper. Look how cute. Little tiny. And that one, oh, poor thing. They're just little tiny biscuits. Little tiny star-shaped biscuits. Now, wait a second. Let's pull that label back up here. Does it say anything? Oh, okay. I remember that. It's cassava flour. So I like that for a few reasons. If you are trying to watch your glycemic index, apparently cassava flour is better than other flours. But then its next thing is cane sugar. So, I don't know how much net better you're going to be. And butter, and those are the only 3 ingredients. Cassava flour, sugar, and butter. So yeah, a shortbread, but cassava flour based. Let's see if it has an effect on the flavor. It does have an effect on the feel. This is really kind of weird feeling. All right. Okay. Okay. It does have a strange texture. and it's extremely starchy. Okay, so it feels super light, but super solid at the same time, in that it feels lighter than it looks, but it's not like it's flaky or airy. This is a very solid kind of edge to the cookie. I bit it and it sort of broke apart rather than bit. And while I'm eating it, my mouth is filling up with what I would assume is something along the lines of cassava glue. So it's very starchy, and it reminds me a little bit, okay, this is a little bit of a stretch, but it reminds me in some way of marshmallows you find in cereal. Those little hard, dry marshmallows. Yeah. Yep. So I'm not... The flavor is nice. They're not overly sweet, but they're a sweet little cookie. They're certainly simple, right? Just the 3 ingredients. You can't go wrong there. But there is something about it that turns a little gluey while you're eating it. Oh, a little glue. A little cassava starch glue. All right. So if you looked in yesterday, Effie was sick and Ember was taking care of Effie, and we didn't get all the way done. So here's what happened to that page. I added a strip of the trim down this side because I had to refold this pocket. It ended up having a super skinny spine kind of area, and I wanted to reinforce it somehow. So I just added the fringe. This is some more of the stuff. Besides the telling stories and reading stories, which is, you know, right there in the books, and the singing, which you can see some of the music paper back there. Ember also brought balloons for Effie and moved the TV to the bedroom so that Effie could watch 49 Dragonflies, and brought tea and chicken soup in a different cup every day, and made sure that Effie took some time to soak in a hot tub a couple of times. At least every day, but at least a couple of times. And then there's Effie in bed with the water bottle on his head, and he's got 2 big poofy pillows and a big poofy blanket. This pillow is plaid. You can see it better in person than you can in the picture. This is all Please Touch stuff. Oh my gosh, the fuzziness and the coziness and I mean, it even makes fun sounds. So anyways, this is how it ended up. And it ended up as being a fold out, as you can see. And it's got this pocket and this pocket are currently empty. We will get things in them at some point or another. Today, we have a new adventure, and I have done a little bit of prepping. So the page is just greened. And that's it so far, because I didn't want to give away too much about nature's treasure. But it is nature, so I thought I could get away with green. And I think we're going to start with some more stuff that won't really give it away just yet. I am going to take a couple of the spring version of the leaves that I made for each season, and I'm going to start gluing them along the top and sides of this page. So kind of like this, I think. Okay, about like that will do, and let's get a few of them going. About like this, I think. And you know what? I shouldn't be doing this. I should be testing some stuff out. Gosh darn me. Okay, I'm not exactly sure, and I say this every flipping time I start a video for Dephemerember. I'm not exactly sure where this is going. And it's not that I'm lying, right? But all I did was think of an idea and grab some pieces that might make that idea. And then I push the start button. I try to make sure that I have a concrete idea and that I have all the things that I could need. I certainly don't have all the things I could use. I have discovered some stamps and some stencils and some mediums that I could have been using all this time and haven't because I forget about them and because I can't pull out every possibility for everything, right? So, all right. It is what it is. And that's all what it is. I need a branch for this. And it needs to seem like it's a little bit farther away than, say, the bottom of the page. So something like this, perhaps. But then, yeah, see, the big leaves should be in front of this branch, not behind it. So maybe I could actually, maybe I could pull it farther off, like about like that. And if I do that, and I need to have an ember sitting on a branch, could we then have her right there-ish? We sure could. That actually doesn't look too bad, does it? So if I did that, then we could just get rid of this branch altogether. And maybe just cut this right here. Just chop that tree apart. It would be nice if it was this way, wouldn't it? And then we'd have to have Ember actually sitting up this way. Oh, I don't like it as much though. Yeah, I like the look of that better. All right. Branches must go up. I wonder if I cut this one, you know, if I followed it like that, could I then use it in conjunction with the rest of the tree? Could it come from the other direction? Well, of course it could. What if I did that for Ember to sit upon? She needs new feet. It's hard to cut out bird feet that tiny, so I just make her new feet when... I just make birds new feet whenever I need birds. Or I cheat and cover them with leaves, which might happen to Ember. I kind of like this better, too. I kind of like this two different branches thing happening. I like that I could have Ember sitting like this-ish. All right, and then let me pull a couple of things from over here. If I can find the things I want from over here. We need that. And we need, wow, that's a cool feather. Look at this feather. That is an exuberant, beautiful feather. Where is the other stuff I'm looking for, though? It's in this pile. It's in this pile of stuff. Oh, hey, there's an Effie. There's another Effie. I thought I was out of Effies, and I'm not. They're just over here on the side hiding. All right. I seem to have misplaced part of what I was going to do today. That does not surprise me. Nor, if you've been watching, should it surprise you. Okay. So we need this. And we need this. And we need... some other bits and pieces of ginger scraps that I can't find. Hang on a second. I gotta reach over here. Oh, there's one of them. We need that. We need this. I don't remember what the other one was, but I don't see it. It's possible I used it all. So I am pulling out bits of ginger scrap that we have already used in other areas of the journal. Mostly things that were supplied by Ember to Effie for various projects that they've worked on, and for the salvaged birds in particular. Ember brought some stuff over, remember, to help make those birds. And said it was leftovers from nest making. So she didn't need any of that stuff. And then we need this open. All right, now I think we're gathered. And I'll show you what we're gonna do today. I think we can easily start with this piece right here and just assume that that's going to get glued right in place, right there. And then I thought this looked weavy. Here, let's actually do it on my board, on my cutting mat, so we don't mess up the book if I get this wrong. All I'm going to do though is tear apart and take apart a bunch of these scraps. You know what? I'm going to turn these little ones this way. I think I will tear this one in half. I have a couple more that can go that way. All right, so there's that. And if you haven't guessed it already, I'm trying to make a nest. Because here is nature's treasure. Babies! After Effie started feeling better, Revan said, I hate to tell you this, but I'm going to be away from you for a little while again. Please don't get so worried or lonely this time. I promise when I get back, it will all make sense and it will be totally worth it. Intrigued and appeased, Effie's like, don't worry about it. No problem. I got this. All right, I know the secret this time. Just keep myself busy and everything will be fine. I'll be fine. You'll be fine and you'll be back. So Effie's feeling mostly better and not ready to go out and about anyway. So he starts puttering around his yard and his house and all that kind of jazz. And the spring is starting to come. The weather's starting to turn. Spring is coming in. So there's, you know, optimism. And he's feeling pretty good. And feeling good about himself. And feeling good about his house. And I think he finally put the Halloween decorations away while he was puttering in the yard. But he left the salvaged birds out because they don't really have a season. They can be there all the time. All right, so I don't know how in the world I figure this symbolizes a nest, but this is my nest symbolization. And I think I'm just going to grab this other piece right here, put this along the bottom, and I think I'm going to start gluing these pieces together. Then I'm going to cut a bit to make it nesty shaped. That's the magical technical term, nesty. And then we're going to put some actual sticks in it to make it even more nasty. But here's what I'm going for. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try that press and seal trick again. It wasn't the greatest trick last time. I saw another woman. Hold on a second. I saw another woman do this. And not just once, but a few times. And it worked so slick for her. I'm not sure what kind of magic mojo she has with press and seal. but her stuff didn't fly away, and it stuck only enough to hold it in place, and then she unstuck it, and it didn't tear. So she had a lot of things going for her that I just didn't. I failed terribly at this. So, all right, there we go. And I'm just going to apply bits of glue. And I guess I'm just going to live with wherever this stuff lands. Because, I mean, it's a nest, right? It's a nest. But here's something fun I should do right now since I have it upside down and taken apart. I should throw some feather bits in. Because birds use feathers to make their nests. So certainly... certainly, ember wood one more bit, I think. Let go of me, please. Working with feathers and glue is always interesting, isn't it? Okay, actually, let's put a section out this way and a section up this way, and then I'm going to put glue on this whole piece. So that I make sure I don't miss anything. Because I want this to be pretty solid anyway. Okay, now the tricky part. Getting this back onto there without ruining anything. And I kind of missed. That's okay. That's okay. Don't adjust, girl. There's some other stuff we can do. See, I missed right down here. Just that tiny bit. And I missed over here too. I have screwed this up, guys. Hopefully I can get it together. Now, let's see if I can separate the stuff from the press and seal. Feathers like to stick to press and seal. So does that little tiny piece right there, but I guess that kind of makes sense. I don't like where that piece is. I'm going to move it while I still can. Come on, get up here. You two, get up here. Oops. Okay. How is that a bird nest? I mean, really kind of just because I said so? Otherwise, I am not sure it represents a bird nest at all yet. Let's assume that it's going to, shall we? Let's just assume that this is going to work fabulously, and we're just going to continue working on it. So one thing for sure is the feathers would be tucked into different layers. So I think we're going to put some on this layer. Some feather bits are necessary. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think I will use some feather bits to cover up the part that I missed over on this side. Oh my, I think I've hit the down of the very downy feather right there. Oh my. Okay, there we go. All right, and I think it's a little too uneven, so I just want a little bit more on this side to make it seem like Ember is a good house designer. House designed by Ember. There we go. All right, that's enough for right now. I think the next thing is gonna be shaping this thing. So I want to trim this bottom like that. And I think I leave the bottom on the other side. Shoot, you know what? I actually want this to stay as rugged as it is, so I'm going to try shaping it a different way. I'm going to try doing a little bit of a tuck fold right there, and a tiny matching tuck fold on the other side as well. There we go. There, so I just I just tucked a little bit and made a little bit of a dart sort of fold in it so that it gave it a little bit of a arched bowl shape. I want some dimension. Good grief. Lessons in feather art. Lessons in feather art, guys. All right, there we go. So, there we go. Still not looking very much like a nest, although when I look at it in my screen, it's a little better than when I'm looking at it here in person. But here's what I want to do with these. So these are tiny twigs from my cinnamon broom. Although these aren't cinnamon sticks, right? So I don't know why they're called cinnamon brooms, but they did smell awfully nice when they still had smell to them. Let's glue that and that. I think I'm going to have to just brave the sticks and glue them in as I go, because I'm not going to be able to get them in woven very well and then take them out and reweave them. So I think I'm going to bite the bullet here. And this is what I want to do. I want to just put a drop of glue on the end, and then have it coming out kind of like that. And then just keep doing that all across the base of this nest. Put a dot of glue on the end. I'm gluing left-handed. That was a tricky thing. Okay, I'm going to need to put a dot of glue down here. That dot is not going to hold this big stick. Oh my. Feather art. I don't know if I recommend it or not. I don't really know. Let's get some more sticks in our nest. I think I'm going to put a dot on each end of this one and hopefully get it tucked in there and tucked in somewhere on the other end. Nope, there's nowhere to tuck it in. So I think I will grab some of this Wayward Fluff. Wayward Fluff. Do you have any Wayward Fluff at your house? I mean, it can't only be me who has Wayward Fluff. In fact, I know somebody who watches my channel on a regular basis, and she has a barn. And I bet there is Wayward Fluff in the barn. Or in the chicken coop, right? There must be Wayward Fluff in the chicken coop. In fact, I have some of her Wayward Fluff from her chicken coop in my house. I haven't gotten to the projects I'm going to do with chicken fluff, but I will be doing stuff. Most likely in January. I have plans. I have a project I want to do that should last all of January. Hopefully I can keep up with it. Fingers crossed, toes crossed, all the crossings. Oh, good grief. Oh, good grief, man. There are sticks flying. There's fuzz everywhere. There is feather tufts about. Let's just put some glue in my fingers. Try to get all of these sticks in it. And then what? And then do that. Sure, why not? Okay. Let go of me. Let go of me. This is not looking very much like a nice nest to me yet. I'm not sure what I need to do to make me like it better. Oh my. Well, I think one thing for sure would be to add more feather, because I think feather could cover a multitude of sins. Is that too much feather? Not really. It kind of is too much feather, but oh good grief. It kind of is too much feather, but on the other hand, it does make the sticks look more woven. So I like that. And what about if I did another one? That's just too much feather. Let's see if we can find a little feather in this pot of feathers. Here's a kind of little one. It's floofy though. What about that right there? I like that. I'm going to do that. And then I'm not sure what's next, but these are going to be right there. One going this way and one going this way. And then I'm going to leave it because I'm not exactly sure what's going to be next on the list for this item, but we are going to do more things to it. One thing I know I'm going to do is fill in a little of this hole right here because I really just don't like it. There we go. All right, so let's pull out our page. Let's set our baby birds aside for a second. Let's put our sticks in the box. You need to go in the box. And then our nest will go on this page. All right. So this nest will go across the bottom of this page. The gist of this right here is that this is off in the distance. That Ember went and got Effie and brought Effie to the nest one day, and Effie was so excited to see his friend, he didn't even ask. But she kind of said, well, I have a surprise for you. You need to pack a bag, get your scarf, get your hat. I want you bundled up because you can't be getting sick again. So make sure that you are well dressed for an outing, and then hop on. And I'm going to take you to my house. Now, Effie doesn't go to Ember's house very often. But Effie saw what was up before they even got all the way there. So Ember dropped Effie off at the nest because once Effie got there and saw what was going on, there really wasn't a whole lot of room for Mom. She really still sat on top of the babies for the most part, but that makes it really hard for Effie to see them. So she went up on a branch where she could talk to Effie and watch from a distance. Effie with the babies. And Effie was thrilled. Could not believe that these were Embers, and basically said, I didn't even know. How did you make these? They're all yours. They're so beautiful. So Effie's going crazy, but then sees something and starts to cry a little bit. And this is what he sees. And he gets a little sad and a little scared because in among the other birdies, he sees this one. And he gets a little sad and he gets a little worried, and the sound of his voice changes, and Ember says, "Goodness sakes, what is wrong? Don't you like hanging out in my nest and meeting my family?" And Effie says, "Of course I do. I'm just so sorry for the little one." And Ember says, "Well, what in the world are you sorry for? She just got here a little late. She's just a little small. She'll be all right." Effie, trusting his friend, instantly cheered up. He believed her. He believed Ember when she said, "The little one will be all right." But at first sight, her being so small and her brothers being so big made him really scared and a little sad. There we go. This is today's Nature's Treasure page. I don't like my nest idea at all, but I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go, guys. I'm just gonna do it, and we can fix the nest with some other stuff. Or, you know what? If I've been getting some great ideas in my comments from people, I will not change the nest once I'm done with today, right? I won't change the nest until I hear from people. And if you guys have an idea on how I can add something or improve the nest, you just holler and I'll see what I can do. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I'm not sure what I just did right there, but I mean, other than making a mess. So this is hanging off the page. I'm definitely going to have to trim a bit. All right. Birds to one side. Jeez. And little bits to the other. Effie, go hang out with your bird buddies so I can clean this all up. So one thing I could do is I could like take this little piece of chain and put it through here and tuck a cog in there, because we know ravens like to collect things, right? So I could definitely do that after this is dried and we get Effie in place. I also have flat back rhinestones. That might be a good thing to do because, again, ravens like to collect shiny things. It's not just magpies. So, yeah, there's a few things we could do. Let me get some edging on Ember. And then we're going to put this thing together as soon as I get edging on Ember and Effie, because I didn't get it on him either. But I think I have it on everything else already. All the babies and the late little sister. I mean, girls just take longer to get ready, right? All right. So there we go. I hope that I didn't glue the top down too much because I want to be able to get the babies tucked in. I can tuck this little corner right here. And the baby girl goes in the middle because I want part of her egg to stick out because it's so pretty. Let's see how the birds sit best though. Yeah, I think like that. Shape-wise, I like them like this anyway. Okay. All right, this is where they're going. They're getting tucked into their nest. Let's get some glue on these little birdies. need to glue this part of the nest down for a sec. Hang on. Let's just get that to sit proper. She can be a little bit behind this guy. So I think I'll go ahead and do her next. Come on. This guy's next. He's keeping a fierce lookout for his little sister. Looks like they all are. Don't mess with our little sister. Either that or there's somebody in the group thinking, she's no fun. Isn't there always a sibling thinking the baby's no fun? Okay. Let's get those pressed down. There we go. We've got a nest full of nature's treasure. Let's get some edging on Effie. I forgot to do Effie. And I need to decide where to put him because I kind of liked him in the middle of the nest like that, but that's not really him looking at the babies. So I'm going to try it again. And I'll try him in a couple of different spots and see if there's something I like. See, if he's just right there, I kind of like the picture of the whole team, right? And he stands there really cool. But he's not really seeing the babies. But then he isn't no matter what I do. So wait a minute. Could he maybe be on a lower branch? Could he maybe be sitting on a lower branch? And maybe Ember's off in the distance. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. What if Effie is sitting on a branch like that, hanging out with the babies? I kind of like that. Oh my. I kind of like this. Let me think. How would I make him sit? Hold on. First of all, I think I'm going to do the branch like that so that he's sitting on kind of a flatter part. And then I think I know what I have to do. So I'm going to pretend he's sitting right there. And I'm going to grab a bone folder and I'm going to stretch the paper along the branch and then make him actually sitting on it. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Oh my goodness, it's so funny. Okay, that's what I'm doing right there. I don't know what I'm going to do to fix the nest. Now I'm back to a problem because Effie looked so cute right here. But I'm kind of loving this better. So now I need a different nest fixer. So let me get some ink on my dauber because I'm not going to leave the branches all icky edgy. That's what I call unfinished edges, icky edgy. Yikes. I are tired. Okay, and let's see about Ember's branch. Ember's branch also needs some finishing up. And I'm going to do this to the end of it, but I'm probably going to end up doing that again anyway because I think I have to cut it. I think it'll still stick off the edge of the page, and I think I'll have to cut that. Okay. Okay, that's what I'm doing, just like that. Whoops. All right, let's get Effie's branch in place. I do have more of these little tiny leaves that I have on these branches, but this is supposed to be springtime. Super early spring at that. And it's not supposed to be all bloomed yet, or all green even yet. And besides that, the colors I have are autumn colors, except for this very same green. So there are some downsides to the idea of adding just more of those leaves. What I am going to do is when we're done getting all these pieces down that we've already established are going down, or that I've already established. I'd like your help, but it's hard for you to help me, you know, from the other side of the screen. But what I am going to do, as soon as we're done with this little bit, is play with the springtime leaves and see what we can do to get some more dimension going here and get some more spring color going here. I think that the ember that I chose is a little bit too big. But she's supposed to look like she's far away, but not totally far away. So maybe it's not really too big. Okay, I'm going to pull some of the leaves off of this little tiny branch. Or maybe I'll just, you know, pull the whole branch apart. That works. And there we go. Okay, I am going to put the whole branch on, and I'm going to put it like that, and I'm going to put it tipped up like that. And I am, oh, I could tip it up even more. Would Ember fit better if I did it more? No, doesn't make much difference in the Ember department. Okay, well, I know I can tip it and it will work. So I'm going to tip this branch a little farther than I had originally intended. So this one will be at a pretty severe angle. Okay. We're going to go just like that. Now let's see what we can do with Ember. So I'm pretty worried about Ember because I'm not worried about her not having feet and the fact that I'm not giving her space for feet because I can hide that. What I am worried about is that she's covering up the wrong parts of the branch. And she's not going to be supported by very much. There's going to be a lot of risk to her getting wrecked. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to chop her legs off completely because I've decided I want her sitting on a branch and her legs are tucked up under her. So there. And then I'm going to flatten her belly out just a little bit for the same purpose. She is sitting on this branch and her feet are tucked under. Yep, I like that. Now I need to do something to make her just a tiny bit smaller without wrecking her. So I am just cutting what in the picture of Ember, is really just the shadow line. So I think I can get away with cutting that and it's not going to wreck anything. We'll find out in about 10 seconds here if that's true. All right, did I get away with making her smaller and not ruined? I think I did. I am happy with that. I am happy with that. Let's get some more new edging on Ember, I mean. Good grief. I really should have come up with names that were way more different. Honestly, it might not have made any difference because if you heard my other story, I call every kid I have by every name I gave my kids. Doesn't matter who they actually are. I just call them by whatever name pops in my head first. It's always been that way, and I got a response from a person who said, don't we all do that? Yeah, I think we do. So I'm betting no matter what I named these guys, I would still mix up their names. All right, this is risky to me. I don't have foam tape to put behind there. I wouldn't want to even if I did because it's white and it's glary and I don't like that. So I'm going to have to put Ember on as much branch as I can to give her as much support as I can on this page. Here we go. Okay. There's Ember hanging out in the tree, watching her babies and visiting with Effie. All right. I kind of love this page, guys. Oh, and my time's up. Okay, time is up. So I'm going to get off of here. I am going to play with some spring leaves just to see if I can get an arrangement that I like to add dimension to this area, these areas up here, and maybe a little to the nest because there would be leaves in them. I'm not sure. But I am going to sit and watch to see if you guys give me any recommendations to fixing this whole nest business. Oh gosh, the nest did not turn out. The rest of it turned out exactly how I wanted. Effie did better separated from his friend this time than he did last time. Ember let him know that she would be back and she would have a surprise. This was her surprise. Nature's treasure. Eggs are nature's treasure. Eggs. Babies are nature's treasure. So there we go. If you've got any ideas about nest fixing, let me know. Until next time, Filipino cookies are cassava flour shortbread, and are they delicious? Well, I mean, I keep eating them, but I can't get over the chalky kind of glue situation, so I would call them tasty and a little chalky and gluey. See you next time. Bye.